Ford coupe with a 9-inch bulletproof. Got a zoomy exhaust and a tinted sunroof. He had a heavy Chevy big block, custom painted pro stock. Call it the Rat with the bright new mailbox. Blue was a wanker with a Leyland boat anchor. Got a chain steering wheel and a pink bug catcher. A Siamese boar with a 4 on the floor. His wife told him cheating, he don't drive it anymore. Kitted out within a tube, painted pearl green, it was cold chewing spew. 4-bolt mains, you could see them by the stream. It flew down the track and took the wetback to his shame. Street dragging on the track, I'll be at the summer dance, dance, dance. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track, I'll be at the summer dance, dance, dance.
Summer in Canberra, what a party, what a show. Plenty to watch, plenty to do. It's Street Machine Magazine's Summernats.
Dragging on the track, I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track, I'll be at the Summernats, that's that.
So we're here tonight to draw the name. The person who was going to win that Ford Falcon there just because they got their ticket in early. It's David Richard.
Bobby had a lead sled, painted deep blood red, loved it so much he took it home to bed. Fitted Cobra jets, stole window nets. I seen him down the back road, his girlfriend taking bets. It's a horsepower party with all of the crew. Some flashing their cars, some flashing their boobs. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that. Cruising on the street, dragging on the track. I'll be at the Summernats, that's that.
Yeah! Who is this guy? It's not Chick Henry and Drag. I know it's not Chick Henry and Drag. I've seen Chick Henry and Drag and it looks nothing like this whatsoever.
Who is it down here to get rid of all the bad cars off the streets? Get rid of all the cars that just never make a street machine. Let's get rid of them!
What do you guys reckon is the most hated car for street machining? Has it got 5 litres and does it start with a V? It's not a Volkswagen then.
Okay, Master, let's show them! What can we do to this car to make it reasonable? Show us, Master! It's still a Volvo. What else can we do, Master? Show us! 10!
Summernats 6 is the biggest, brightest and hottest so far. If you want horsepower, everything's here. Tough cars, cruising cars, fun cars, and there are plenty of new things on offer.
Camping, crazy hats, cruising, and hot cars. Standard cars. And plenty of hot people.
Get around. Wonderful.
Rounded bodies, lowered bodies. And shiny ones, jaws and judging.
Street machining is all about getting your hands dirty, and 25-year-old Sydney-sided Matt Rains sure done plenty of that. Here's LJ Tirana. Check it out. Twin 465 Hollies, a cane manifold, roller rockers, and best of all, powered by one of Holden's finest 308s. All fully engineered and street legal. Good on you, Matt.
An amazing show. Incredible collection of cars.
What we're looking at when we judge is installation, cleanliness, clearances, the way it fits, whether it actually does what it's supposed to do, which in some cases things don't. Whatever accessory items are on it, with the air conditioning and all the fuel lines, spark plugs, brake line fittings, clutch lines, interferences, basically that everything actually works as a unit. There's no fouling problems and no interference between engine and body fit, just to make sure it's the way it should be.
This is what we're says.
You've got to work it. There's no headlining, there's no soft top, there's no boot.
We're just looking at the basic.
So you're talking about just the interior of the car as it sits, as what you can see. And have a little bit of a closer inspection, you'll see that I haven't had a close look.
Well, I think the visual appearance looks good.
The visual effect of it is good. Could have done with a little bit more colour to really brighten things up a bit inside there. It's a little bit stark, if you know what I mean, I think.
These guys really know their street machines. So their advice is good advice, and it's free. Overall here, the presentation, the work and the end results were simply sensational.
Those are beautiful beams like that. You see a lot of cars will use rivets and Allen-headed bolts or hexagon head bolts, but these are all proper aircraft fittings. Round on the other side, for instance, you've got all these caps made to conceal, so there's no untidy end of bolt showing anywhere. The accelerator on this is actually hydraulic. You can't buy this sort of thing, so it's obviously a handmade, home done sort of thing. Carries a little fluid reservoir up here. I've had it explained to me by the body guys. We've had around about 2 inches taken out of the roof, out of this section of the roof, so it's lowered. The skin of the roof is actually been cut and sectioned into 8 different sections, fully oxy welded back together, so it lowers the roof line by an inch. So you have an overall 3-inch drop without making the side windows look like slots that some of the top cars have. You've got concealed door openings, key openings like that, the drum brake rear end, the centerline Convo Pro tyres, wheels, niceties like the concealed lights in the back, light and trimmed with centre stop light. It's just a myriad of things that it's got. The attention to detail is very, very, very good.
Check out Jamie Dorset's immaculate turquoise HK 350 Chev powered GTS Monaro. These new pastel-y colours are definitely coming to the fore this year, and this is a really good thing. Top body and top paint. If you want to win in those categories, this is the car to beat. Bill Westwood's Falcon.
And there are plenty trying, with the best faithfully recorded by Street Machine's gun photographer Peter Bateman for future issues of the magazine.
Like it or not, exhaust emissions are going to be a big factor in street machining in the 90s, and one bloke who doesn't have to worry about that is Victorian Les Adams. His chopped and lowered E8s runs a 91 Corvette injection system on a genuine 69 model LT1 small block. This car's entered in Top Wild Custom and they'll judge everything. Paint, body, interior, engine bay, engineering, the lot.
But the judging is only a fraction of the activity and the cars. Cop this Corvette. Big wheels, little wheels. More work than a man dares contemplate. Jeez, there's some work. Bloody beautiful work. And some top crazies who know exactly what life and death is all about.
That's our pool there. That's our pool. That pool there, that's our tent. When we die, that's our car.
Gets picked up in the hearse.
That's our mate. That's a barbecue, mate. It's all done. Comes equipped with the bloody spatulas. This all works, mate. Ton around, switch some tomato sauce down onto the sausages. It's all done. He's a beauty, buddy. All works.
Now it's time for the Summernats to roar into action, literally. Most shows are static, but this one really moves, starting with the go to woe. Competitors are timed over the 100 metres. The quickest one, who stops accurately at the finishing line, is the winner. It seems simple unless you get it confused with the Burnouts. And then forget to stop. Even more carried away, but less moved. Was Revhead. I used to know his brother, Dick. But here's a bucket of fun doing it just right. The boot in this ute is nearly big enough to carry the Corolla. It's a pity this guy didn't get first crack at designing the Volksy Beetle. He did a better job than they did. And this is still the go to woe, but with some wonderful weapons. Top alcohol dragsters. But the old rule applies, the faster, the harder. And some start woeing almost before they get going. But naturally, the crowd's incredibly sympathetic.
Why do I come to Summernats? To experience the excitement.
Yeah.
Experience what is here today.
I just have a look at the cars and stuff, get a few ideas.
You like what you're seeing?
Yeah, overall it's pretty good.
What about the standard this year?
Oh, it's better than most, I suppose. It's always getting better, so hope it always will.
I've been coming for a few years and we're into doing up cars, get, hints and tips, things like that. Yeah, see people we know around here and that kind of business.
You're into it for the partying?
Oh, not so much that, no, we just like a quiet time down here.
Why did Daddy bring you?
Because he likes cars.
Right, you guys don't?
Not really.
Oh, I'm here with my ex-wife, mate. Having a ball.
So they come for many reasons, including to race a garbage bin against an esky. And even the fuzz reckons it's fun. But the Summernats is also business, including for its major sponsor, Street Machine magazine, whose support is invaluable. Where you can get the good oil from such as General Motors engineer Adrian Buckley.
First thing in the morning when you start a car up in the good old days when it's nice and cold outside, you used to pull your choke out. Now the engine tells the computer that the engine's cold, so it makes the mixture rich.
Summernats 6 is a bigger event than last year and bigger than 4, and our trade stand's bigger as well. We've got branches in all capital cities and also in New Zealand, North and South Island.
Rare spares, how far back does the car thing go?
Well, for Holdens we go back to the first model, the 48 215 series, first model XK Falcon, the early Escorts, Capris and Cortinas. If there's a demand, the company will make them.
Rare spares is the place, I guess.
I found a lot of people just didn't realise the extent of Ford Motorsport products we carry. Being Australian distributors, we have the full range of both the dress-up gear and the hardcore performance products.
And you guys are also the guys to speak to in regard to Boss parts.
Yes, that's another very interesting area. It's becoming very popular. The Boss conversion is actually the Windsor engines, 289, 302 and 351 Windsors, with the conversion being to 2V Cleveland cylinder heads. We carry the full range of products to do that conversion.
So there's the top overseas technology and homegrown specialists like Dino Dave Bennett and his Yellow Terror outfit. Fantastic performance equipment. So the market side of the Summernats is vital for street machiners to find everything they want in a simpler shopping expedition than they'd manage in a year of scouring the markets. And of course it's the latest in in-car hi-fi with the National Sound-Off competition. So now it's the tyre-tearing burnouts where they start slowly but build up, and they'll be judged on the regularity of the smoke they produce until finally they disappear in a cloud if they're doing it really well. That's when they get up to the donut pad. It's control of the smoke, producing as much as they possibly can, and of course if they can burst a tyre or two, it's even better. He is going well. And there he is again. Great effort. And the crowd thinks so too. Chrysler Valiant Charger. Hey Charger! Not so many of these around, but doing well. Reasonably well. Except for the coolant. And worse, the oil. So out comes the cement dust, not a good mix. Oh, now he's happy, and they're happy. Just as well racer Brad Jones uses Castrol in his Oz car. Listen to the revs he's pulling. Normally he's a non-smoker, but he's a willing convert today. And a good convert. Along with Alan Dobson in the alcohol funny car. And the bravest of the brave. It's a sign, it's a sign! And we want it back! Yeah, about time. Ros Kelly and the AMA haven't banned this smoking yet. Give them time. Good lads, tearing up dollars. That's why they're cheering. They can't afford to do it themselves. So the Summernats is for everybody. All sorts of cars, all sorts of people. And some fairly standard machinery too. Just a great time to enjoy cars. And rods and buckets. And glorious machinery and workmanship.
You're looking at last year's Summernats 5 top engineered street machine, Howard Bell's 8-litre Keith Black powered fuel injected Tirana. I've got a lot of respect for this car. It does everything well. Howard's not entering this year. He's just in for the cruise and the good time and the Summernats atmosphere.
And there's plenty of that. And very unusual machinery, but very welcome. Looks sensational. Just like the machines coming out of the judging.
Just entered in for the judging. Went in this morning. I bought the car about 5 years ago. Started building it as a project. The motor's a Crossfire Repco head with 12.5:1 pistons. It's balanced, blueprinted. A couple of Webers, dual throat Webers, 2836 Webers on it. Chassis stock standard. It's not a standard colour, but it's been repainted. 4-wheel disc brakes, lowered suspension. I've spent a little over 20 grand on it.
My name is Pat Fay. My mate here is Peter from Canberra. The car I've had 30 odd years, built it from scratch. Only for Peter here, I wouldn't have been here this week. He detailed the car completely from one end to the other for me and his children and his wife. And Frank Lee has done the mirrors on the car for me. They have been on there 20 odd years. That's all I live for is my car and my friends.
Just at a guess, I reckon Pat spends more on his car than his clothes.
I just bought a new body shell from General Motors and put my own 350 Chev motor in it with a gearbox, diff, wheels, front end, and then just got it painted. It's different than a normal interior. I'm not sure what sort of height it is, but it was done by a local guy in Griffith. And the motor and gearbox was put in by Lenny's Motors from Griffith also. And the paintwork was done by Griffith Beat and Spray.
The smallest entry in the show and shine. But for the rest of them, don't put your dabs on these. Don't you dare touch. Except with a rag and polish. Great spot. Come to Canberra for a polish. Never seen so many people working so hard and so many cars looking so shiny. Absolutely sensational. Due not only to the enormous amount of work and so many hands, but that old faithful that's been around for so long and is so good, repo polish. Look out, there's a speck. Everything just looks fantastic. Absolutely immaculate. The manufacturer would be proud. Even if he didn't choose the colours. But the condition, sensational. Bit of a pity when you remember them from new. Stangs, just beautiful. The Monaro's not bad either. Everybody's got a Mustang. Some have got Beetles and tell people about it. You're lifting weights by the end of this. Just imagine being a judge. Trying to pick the crook ones out of this. Or the best. So here's a special, a T-Bird, an absolute beauty. And so's this, the People's Choice winner, the HQ 1-tonner of Con and Vic Elfs. That sounds good. But that doesn't. And if we're lucky, we'll get there. Fingers crossed. Well.
Summernats! End up Stephen Pinley! The car's my wife's street car and she drives it daily. We just brought it down because it's something different, you know. It's a 6-litre Harrops 355 stroker. It's got Series 2 VN rods, full bolt main block. It's got a top and bottom stud kit, Group A heads. It's got an SV5000 induction system, Motec programmable computer, and it's putting 250, 260 at the rear wheels. This is the way things are going to be. It's not going to be, people are going to have to go injection to keep up with the trends, you know, because the cars are getting faster and better.
Yeah, but they don't keep beer cold. Don't keep anything cold. Anything. But here's a privilege, a close look at Alan Dobson's Castrol Funny Car. This really is a hot machine. A lot of money and a lot of power in there. Also from Castrol, Radio Revhead from the United States, Flash Gordon.
And in fact, we've got giveaways also throughout the day. We'll be giving away prices from all the commercial manufacturers, and all you have to do is listen to Radio Redhead, FM 107.9, sponsored by Castrol, of course.
Now the silverware, the awards.
Top contemporary winner. Let's have a nice round of applause for Tony Naughton. The top competition, sponsored by Rare Spares. Hugo Di Gian Vincenzo for that 1992 Holden Statesman. The winner for Top Mile Custom is Mark Ivy. Top Ute Pickup. Top Production Muscle Car. The winner this year is Barry Fox. This year, the Encouragement Award goes to Entrant number 1668, John Dunbar, with that Hillman Husky. Congratulations. Top Convertible. It goes to the owner of that 1961 Blaze Red Convertible Thunderbird, Mr. Mick Ron. Time now for the Top Station Wagon. Gary Darlson. Congratulations. Top Tudor. Congratulations to number 161, John Navarro. Top Coupe winner for this year is Mario Tanti. Top Sedan winner this year goes to Roy Lapino. In Top Custom Paint, the winner this year is Colin Frazier. Top Wild Custom. Congratulations goes to Paul Cundy. Top 20. Ronald Mayo. Mr. Mark Ivy. Mr. Peter Fitzpatrick. Paul Cundy. Mark Crane. Ed Brody. Carmen Carofano. Colin Frazier. Gary Darlson. Paul Wicks. Peter Collier. Tony Webster. Roy Lapino. Rod Hadfield. Mario Tanti. Darren Pender. Howard Astill. John Navarro. Hugo Di Gianio Vincenzo. Stephen Hodges. Let's give our top 20 a big round of applause.
And don't they deserve it?
Top Standard Paint, Top Engine Bay Award, Top Authentic. Congratulations once again to Darren Pender, the 1972 Holden LJ XU1.
As your begging bone scream for more, I'm gonna be the greatest in the world for sure. I'm gonna be famous and well.
It's a 1972 LJ XU1. It's fully restored to as original condition, and I've won in 4 categories here this weekend. The main one I've won was Top Authentic. That was overall. I can't complain. I've had a great weekend. I'd like to thank everyone.
Top Undercarriage Driveline winner. Top Engineered Hot Rod. Congratulations to Rod Hadfield, the 1937 Ford.
I picked up the car 10 years ago. It was in danger of being shipped to America. It had been advertised in American magazines to be shipped to America if any interested American parties wanted it, and they were showing interest. So the vehicle is so unique that I wanted it kept in Australia. There's only supposed to be 13 of these vehicles ever produced, and this is definitely the only one running at the moment.
Top Engineered Pro Street Award. Top Pro Street. Give a nice round of applause. Howard is still here. He is.
Pro Street's virtually the race-orientated cars were appeared that way, and our car's a long way from that. It's virtually a cruiser. Because the car's got so many modifications with full chassis, modified front suspension and rear, that pushes us into the Pro Street category, and we've been fortunate enough to score enough points to win that category. I've actually sold this car. It'll be given away by Street Machine magazine sometime during the year, and we're going home now to build a new XA, and we'll be back next year.
Top Interior. Top Super Street for the Top Judged Street Machine. The winner at the 1992-93 Summernats 6 is Mr. Peter Collier.
It took 16 months to build. The specifications 350 block with a 327 crank to bring the compression down because of the blower. Modified heads, just a completely new motor with the blower cam or cam to suit the blower. Turbo 400 transmission, shortened 9-inch rear end, 355 ratio, 14-inch by 15-inch wheels, running only 13-inch tyres, and 6s on the front.
Done pretty well this year. Top Mile Custom, and
let me see, top 20. So no worries, I'm wrapped. It's been a great Summernats for me, and I'd like to thank all the sponsors and everyone that's helped out and make it a really good Summernats. I've had a great time.
Taking out the Tudor section, and just been I'm still in shock. I can't believe it, surprised I've taken it out. It's a Holden 308. It's all been fully modified. It's taken me 5 years to build, and it's been on the road sort of 2 years like it is now. So
category I won was top 20 overall. The car has got a 350, and Summernats for me has been a great experience, and I'll be back again next year.
Oh, well, I picked up second top sedan, so I was pretty happy with that. And I come up in the top 20, so it was pretty good for his first show. The car was a bit of a wreck, only bought a shell. Valued about $150, a lot of hard work went into it. Preparation-wise, just the usual stuff that you find with a car restoration it. I'll be definitely back, and mate, why wouldn't you enjoy the Summernats? Eh? One of the greatest venues in Australia, probably the world.
So say all of us. Well, most of us. A great buzz, tremendous machinery, tremendous feeling.
Ran in just the top 20. They didn't specify where, which was in between the 10 and the 20. I can tell you about the car. It took 18 months to build. Well, not actually to build, to rebuild the car. It took about 6 blokes, and I can honestly say I've been working probably about every night for the last 6 months, flat out doing it. And it was finished the Wednesday before the Nationals, so we're lucky to be here in a way. So, but it's a thanks to the blokes who helped me to do it. So I think that without them, it never would have got here. And it could have been better, but so we ran out of time. So unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
We were fortunate this weekend to win top competition, and even more fortunate to get into the top 10. We're really pleased. The boys put in heaps of work, 18-hour night or days and nights. The car is a big block Chev. It's fuel injected. It runs alcohol racing fuel, and the category we choose to run is super gas. The speed, well, we're aiming for 150 mile an hour, and on its maiden voyage it went 146, so we're very happy.
He said we went shot something while we were 88.
Well, we got second runner-up in Super Street sedan. It used to be my wife's car. Well, still is my wife's car, sorry. She's owned it for a lot of years. She's the second owner of the car. It's been with us for about 19 years, so it's got a 327 Chev in it. It runs fairly well in the horsepower department. Muncie 4-speed, disc brake 9-inch in it. With a full chassis that I've made through it. It runs really strong as well. I've been involved with street machining since it started in Griffith in '74, and I don't think you'll get me out of it. The older you get, the more it gets into your blood, and the kids come up and they want to do it too. So, I mean, you'll never leave the scene. It's part of the family.
Top 20 overall. Been building the car for 3 years now. Last year I showed at Nationals, made it in top 50. All the engine, gearbox, diffs all been deburred. All the chassis been deburred. I deburred all this brake calipers, pitman arms, steering arms, control arms. Basically anything that had cast marks has been polished. So they're painting 2-pack or chrome.
I was touring in my fast toy, wondering where to go. Cruising down to Summernats to see a low blow. Burble Ace and Psycho, blasting on my stereo. Me and my lady sitting in Recaro. It's mad, it's bad, it's mighty unclean. A Summernats party in the Street Machine. It's mad, it's bad, it's a place to be seen. A Summernats party in the Street Machine. So an evil 69 with a bad EH. A 1956 chick Chevy from the States. A red GTR, an old 28. Cruising around Summernats, that's a wicked 8. Osmate Charger, a Pro GMH, a Suicide Lady and another EH, a T-blown Roadster looking like a stop. Bam bam, thank you man, ain't hot enough. Mad, it's mighty unclean. A Summernats party in a street machine. It's bad, it's a place to be seen. A Summernats party with a street machine. An LVD 401, now that's a holy one. A Chevy 55 that's still a thrill to drive. A Pro 34 acting like an outlaw, making it illegal for a 1924. An XY limo with a long chassis. Revit said I fix and make them nice and snazzy. If you wanna raise hell, what top said? Rocking down a Summernats, you better off dead. It's mad, it's mighty unclean. A Summernats party with a street machine. It's bad, it's a place to be seen. A Summernats party in a street machine.
Now it's go to woe again, and that's a funny one. Sounds a bit like a baby after breakfast, and it looks as though it hasn't had enough either. This looks more promising, and it is. Good one, right on the line.
That should be a pretty decent time by Stephen.
Listen to that.
Out of the gate like a bullet out of the gate.
Boy, oh boy. Toyota would be impressed.
Meanwhile, Jason Morris.
Another good run from Jason.
7.97. Very controlled.
And it's the top alcohol car at it again. Not doing a very good woe, but a tremendous go.
You just need to tickle up those small rotaries and he thinks he's all about it. So,
back to more mundane machinery, which is generally proving it by the way they're used. Anybody like to buy some flat-spotted tyres?
At the end as he locks up. Again, a little side.
I know where you could have got some.
There makes his way down.
Right on the button.
Almost as if he's come round the corner and there was a radar camera.
With independent suspension, of course. Little tricky T-buckets coming up to the start. Big smoke up from all four tyres there, Andy. A big slider into the finish for...
a bigger oh dear, but the crowd loved it.
Mightn't win, but at least he's stylish. Wait for it. Let's see if he can get his wheels onto that finishing line. John Ruiz from Bell Post Hill in Victoria.
The strip as they continue to pour water.
Summernats!
As ever, tons to look at. Plenty of cruising, plenty of viewing. The Summernats. And what machinery. Well, a lot of it.
My name's Colin Dicker. I'm from Central Car Radio in Dandenong, Victoria. We won the Pro Division, which is open to all dealers and all professional installation people throughout Australia. This is a Alpine Momo steering wheel, which will actually do all the basic functions of the stereo. So it will give you volume and your CD selection and radio selection. Over here we have the alternator, which feeds the power to the isolator. From the isolator we actually divide the voltage out to a battery which is for the car itself, and also we have one battery here which is for the car audio. For any reason that the car audio system runs dead flat, we still have full charge on our car batteries, so we don't get any flat batteries basically. We also have 24 karat gold plated terminals, so there's no tarnishing or oxidization, so we can get the best possible performance out of the system.
It was entered in the 501 and plus class in wattage. It consists of 1330 watts RMS of power using Rockford Fosgate American equipment, MB Quart German speakers, The car is actually from Western Australia as well. A long way to come just to win a couple of trophies, but it's well worth it, of course. Total money spent is worth between about $20,000 and $25,000, and it took about 10 weeks to build the sound system.
Now a sponsor's delight, the Bridgestone Burnouts. And look at that, a big heavy car and making enormous smoke. So imagine the power pushing that onto the donut pad and still doing beautifully. And about to disappear.
Tread or did he pop a tyre? We can't see from back here, but the real heroes go until both tyres are completely shredded. And John Lucci, man, put your hands together for this guy. It doesn't matter whether you're a Ford fan or a Holden fan, this guy is doing really, really well.
Lots of troubles. In fact, it's the Rice Bubble Tirana. Snap, now crackle, and pop.
John Lucci with the candle gone out. I guess an engine can only take so much.
How about putting your hands together anyway, Holden fans? That was one heck of a show.
And the fire crew there.
He's been given an 18. Not too shabby at all.
Sympathy, applause.
If you would like to comment on the scores that they give, please, the judges have a job to do. And by no means are they to be heckled or harassed.
Nothing like an angry 8. Sounds great.
Up there, Don.
The wind making it hard for the driver, but tremendous output.
Donny Frieda in the blue Ford XA, the 1973 model, all the way from WA.
To go.
Who said there was a recession? Look at this use of tyres. Is there some dollars going up in smoke? But the enormous crowd at the Summernats absolutely loving it. The Corolla now with coolant on the screen, but still as wild and as mad and as bad as it was in the spearing the spud.
Come on, put your hands together for Tony Curtis. This is a good class. This is strong. That's plenty of smoke. The whole film crew disappearing in a cloud there. So put your hands together, cheer him on, egg him on. This guy.
What a view. Fantastic from the lipstick camera.
That is one strong little engine in that car and doing a real fine job down on the donut pad. You hear the tyres starting to get sticky and pulling the engine down. And of course, maybe the biggest problem with the donut pad as you're circulating down there and you smoke yourself in, sometimes you lose track of right where you are.
I'll tell you what, this guy, Mark Tannen, is putting on a hell of a show for the fans here. They're loving it down there at the donut ring. There is smoke bellowing from every quarter of the 1967 HR Holden. Look at the rear tyres. He's egging the car on.
Yes, those little chook cookers putting out a fair amount of horsepower. And of course the little R100 coupe's nice and light and manoeuvrable. And all of this will be available on our Summernats.
There's a contrast.
Video of the year. Summernats, this is...
Good, healthy V8 working hard. Working so hard that surely the tyres will go. And, well, a few things have gone, but the crowd love it in one of the most popular sections of the Summernats mobile activities.
Fabulous Ahmed is waiting behind the start lines and drives no hands. I guess he stares with his nose.
He's a good lad in a very good car. Dollars by the minute.
Armand, you have done wonders for us, my son. We are floating away on a cloud of smoke up here in the commentary box.
Oh, dear oh me. More dollars. Just hopeful it doesn't damage the bodywork as it goes, because the steel-belted radials tend to do that.
We're waiting for the second one, Ahmed. Oh, he's coming back. And what a fabulous Burnout competition this has been. Of course, the Burnout comp brought to you by Bridgestone. There's lots more good things to see. Some fantastic deals. This is him, the Bowie Mania from Bowie in Victoria. Chris Christou. All the major prizes have been given away. There's still some important stuff to be also tomorrow. It's Fred Morrow's gift with Chris Christou's engine car. Yes, 7 more runs left in it for the Bridgestone Burnout competition. And boy, oh boy, Peter Thompson really laying to that little rotisserie. We popped one. We did pop one. Good lad. We have a flame coming out of the exhaust pipe of the Mazda. The back of the car is actually flaming. I would really like you to put that out, seeing it's in the area of the petrol tank. But of course, Mazda's being a 2-stroke, that's really good. Yep, I don't like to see cars burn.
It's still burning. Anyone for marshmallows?
Well, they have to seal off the exhaust pipe. Well, those of you who always wanted to see a rotary blow up, I think you just did. Yes, sirree, this little chook cooker really fried that chicken. Yes, sirree, Colonel Sanders couldn't have done a better job.
Not doing too bad a job for a Datsun 1600, a 1971 model.
One of Australia's top rally cars for many
years. Giving a round of applause. I think that's pretty good smoke for such a little baby engine. 1600
Another car,
cc,
still got a ton of life left in it yet.
With Webbers.
And now a beautiful Ford Mustang, and it's Gary Myers. Just getting the thing working, the supercharger pumping enormous power, and now as he eases off into the area, he's really turning some.
Gary Meyer from Wagga Wagga in the 1966 Ford Mustang. Home built.
And knows how to do it.
And he's doing this his way at the moment. Plenty of fresh white smoke bellowing out of those rear tyres. As Milton said, Gary travels here with his brothers each year. He's got the Mad camping set up and obviously the Mad engine set up because he is doing damage out there to that Mustang.
That's a really strong little Ford Windsor engine. Not of the Cleveland variety. This is the early small block Ford, but built with by Gary himself with help from the engineering shops in Wagga.
The King puts his crown on the roof because he is the Donut King. The Burnout King at the 6th Summernats. Gary Myers from Wagga.
The Summernats of all time. And such
beautiful
a
car.
With
being treated like he hates it.
They get up to this kind of effort.
Good control, good smoke.
Bit of a sad sign of hosing down the oil off the back of the tow truck here. I mean, that's a sign of severe damage. But Gary Myers, that is, have a look at that car later on. That is an absolutely immaculate show car. The guy is not afraid to get out there and fritter the critter. I mean, that's a real tyre fryer down there. And Gary having a whale of a time on the donut pad in what is a high school. There goes a few of the tread bars. Pieces of steel radial tyre flying through the air. A real strong one. And if you're a Ford fan, how's that for a strong Ford engine?
It looks like an old garbage truck from Naples, little Lambretta tricycle. Now that's something. That's the goods. Now for a big moment, the Street Machine of the Year, as voted by the readers of Street Machine magazine. Biggest circulation motor magazine in Australia, and their readers have voted on what they reckon is the best Street Machine of the year. Frank Piccolo. And a very delighted young man. Look at that. Better even than when Ford made it.
A long time to do it, a lot of friends of mine. We've got it there it is today. Thank you.
So 10 grand for Frank Piccolo. And well earned too. And now, the grand champion of the Summernats, Peter and Michelle Fitzpatrick's FEFC Holden.
The wife, the kids, all the people, the judges, everybody. It was great. Had a ball.
He's had a ball for a long time doing that car too. A lot of beautiful work on it. It's actually Michelle's. Peter's done a lot of the work. What a lovely car. Now for the finale, the Grand Parade, the Pioneer Super Cruise.
Rolling down the highway, and I'm cruising up the byway, and that road goes on forever, so let me do it my way. My feet are out the window, man, can't feel the wind blow. Well, you may say my feet, they sting, tell me that my eyes are pink. Well, that don't really bother me, 'cause I pour myself another drink, and I'm a-toking on some weed, just taking in the speed. I got size 14, I said size 14. I got size 14, I said size 14. And I'm reeling in my shoes, gonna dance with them blues. Feeling mighty high, I could surely fly. No one city's busy street, I'm just watching the world go by. And my feet are out the window, man, can't you feel the wind blow? I got size 14, I said size 14. I got size 14, I said size 14. And I'm reeling in my shoes, I'm gonna dance and wear them blues.
How many vehicles do you think have gone by so far for the Super Cruise number 6?
I'm starting to lose count, but I think there's about 75 so far, so we're halfway through it.
Makes the wallet tingle, doesn't it? More money's been spent on most of these cars than they could ever recoup in selling them.
Chevy Camaro. Yep, the Camaro SF. One of the nicest models, actually a Lower Bobby and Rose model. That was my favourite Camaro.
Of course, great personalised plates, and that's the personality of the vehicle, charge it.
The sun's sinking and the event closing on what has been a sensational 6th Summernats in Canberra. Without question, the best yet. Tremendous atmosphere, fantastic machinery, great competition, and it's all on again. The end of 93 come 94.
Summernats party in a street machine. So an evil 69 with a bad EH, a 1956 chick Chevy from the States, a red GTR, an old 28, cruising around Summernats, that's a wicked 8. Osmate Charger, a Pro GMH, a suicide lady in another EH, a T-blown roadster looking like a stop. Bam bam, thank you man, ain't hot enough. Mad, it's mighty unclean. A Summernats party in a Street Machine. It's bad, it's a place to be seen. A Summernats party with a Street Machine. An LD 401, now that's a holding one. A Chevy 55 that's still a thrill to drive. A Pro 34 acting like an outlaw, making it illegal for a 1924. An XY limo with a long chassis. Revit said I fix and make 'em nice and snazzy. If you wanna raise hell, White Top said, rocking down a Summernats, you better off dead. It's bad, it's mighty unclean. A Summernats party with a Street Machine. It's bad, it's a place to be seen. A Summernats party in a Street Machine.